Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is your boy Ivan here, and this is the deck profile that I kind of promised in the last video. It's my Subterra Guru deck. I played this at my local online tournament, if that makes sense. Due to what's going on right now at the moment, you know, like obviously we can't go up and play at the shop, so my locals decided to do an online tournament, and since obviously I'm out of work right now, I've got nothing better to do, I decided to go ahead and sign up. It was a pretty cool tournament. I ended up going 3-1-1, and I got 5th place, which kind of sucks because of my stupid tiebreakers. First round, I played against Chaos Max. I 2-0'd that. Second round, I lost to Shadow. Third round, I played against Pendulum, and I 2-1'd. Then fourth round, I played against Zombie, which I ended up beating. Then the last round, I played against Mermail, and we ended up tying because we didn't finish game 3, and we're both at 8,000 life points when time was called, which I know it's weird, time on an online tournament, but that's the way they wanted to do it. Like, it was kind of annoying because I honestly think it would have worked out better, but then at the same time I can understand because like some people will take so long, and this was played on Dueling Book, and I know Dueling Book's really slow with the way it works. Like, you gotta click on every card and you gotta put it exactly where you want, which I know that's how it would be in real life, but in real life it's just so much easier to move than clicking on a mouse and clicking what button you need to do. But we did the best we could, and honestly, for the next time, I think they're saying that we're gonna do a Discord, so the communication be a little bit quicker, like about match pairing stuff like that. But anyways, I'm gonna get into the deck profile. Obviously 3 Guru because it's the best card in the deck. This card's stupid. A lot of people will say that it's just, this deck sucks because it's just so plain and boring. But I honestly like it because you don't really have to think that much about everything, which, especially for like an online tournament type thing, it was really cool to play. 3 Fiendish, this card's just so good. There was one time where I was playing against the Mermail player, and I had to summon this to make Linkuriboh, and I attacked like 3 times in a row, which is pretty funny. Then the one Umastrix and the one Archer. Umastrix, I was really glad I played it because that was the only way I could get over the Chaos Max in round 1. I honestly don't know if there's another way to get over Chaos Max playing this deck. But Umastrix worked out really well that game, I guess. Then 3 Ash Blossom because it's really good, this format. Honestly, this card just wins games by itself. Like, I know a lot of decks nowadays can play through like a couple of negates, but being able to negate Pot of Desires and those kind of cards is just really clutch. That's what I think kind of adds skill to the game, is you really need to know when to Ash Blossom your opponent, because you just Ash Blossom the first card you see. Sometimes it's not the right play. So yeah. Then for the spells, obviously 3 Hidden City, one of the best field spells in the game. You're able to search out any Subterra monster. A lot of people didn't realize the negate attack effect, which is pretty funny. So basically the way it works, if you have a Subterra card like face down or whatever, you flip it face up, you negate the attack, and then you get your Guru effect, which is pretty cool. Or you could do it the other way around, where if it's face up, you flip it face down. But a lot of people didn't know that effect about this card, and it kind of won me a couple of games like that. 2 Pot of Duality. I know a lot of people were going to play like cards that they didn't have. I decided to play it like if I was playing in real life. So I'm going to use cards I actually owned. So I didn't play Pot of Extravagance, which this deck is pretty much staple for playing, but I don't have any. Until maybe it gets a reprint or whatever, it gets cheaper, I'm not going to be able to play it. Pot of Duality at 2 worked out really well. I drew it as many times as I needed it. Every time I drew this card, honestly, I think I could say I won. This card's just so good, being able to just add that other card to your hand. 2 Called by the Grave. Only 2 because you don't want to see 3, because you want your Guru effect to go off, but drawing 2 of these in your opening hand is really bad. Then I played another break card that everybody hates, the Cave Clash. I think, honestly, if you were to hit this deck, the way to just make it like less playable, I guess, besides like hitting Hidden City, would be to put Fiendish to 1 and this card will probably go up to 2 if you do that, because you can loop that same Fiendish a lot of times if you're playing this with your final battle, because final battle will make your guy get bigger, so you can do like battle damage a little bit easier. And this card's just really good. It helped out a lot of times where Guru's effect was not going to be able to be active if I didn't have this card face up. Terraforming, obviously, to search your hidden city. Scapegoat, I think I only resolved this one time. This card's really good in this deck. I wish we had more scapegoats, but obviously because it's so good with links is the reason that it's hit. I played Instant Fusion because I wanted to have like a random out to stuff with Thousand Eyes Restrict. It worked out pretty well. Resolved this a couple of times. This card I think is still really good, but it's just so kind of annoying. That's kind of why I don't play Extravagance as well, because I can use the extra deck a little bit more by playing these 2 cards. And if I was playing Extravagance, I honestly wouldn't be able to play these cards, because I wouldn't want to play 3 of like the other like Link Rebos and stuff like that. And then Upstart Goblin, because it just lets you see your next card. Then for the traps, 3 Subterra Final Battle. This card's just dumb. That's why I played 3 of it, because I want to draw it instead of searching it. The first search, honestly, you want to get with Guru is going to be your Fiendish. And if you have this in hand, it's just really, really good, because you can negate a card. Then if you have any other kind of negation with your traps or interruption with your traps, your Ash Blossoms from your hand. And then at your opponent's end phase, you can flip this. You can flip your Guru back face up that was flipped down by Fiendish, or you can flip it back face down. So then on your turn with your hidden city or whatever, you can flip it back face up, and it helps you get over big monsters. And it's just, this card just does so much. It's crazy. It's just really, really good. Then I was playing 3 Evac Device. Now that links are pretty much gone, so you can play Exceed monsters and Synchros just freely. I think this card becomes a little bit more powerful in decks like this. It doesn't negate the summon of monsters, but it just sends them back to the extra deck. And even against certain decks like Salamangrates, if you can send back their normal summon, that pretty much ends their turn. The same thing with Altergeist. Those kind of decks that really rely on their normal summon, spitting their normal summon back to their hand, delays them a turn, lets you build up more resources and just win by that. This card's just really good. I really liked it a lot. Another reason I like this card is because it's just a normal trap card, so I can flip it face up, activate its effect, and then it goes to my graveyard. Because what I noticed when I was playing like Summon Limit and a bunch of Floodgates, like Spell Fragrance, stuff like that, my Spell and Trap Zone was getting really clogged up. And especially with like Final Battle. Final Battle is kind of like a continuous trap in its own, because it always, you activate it and it flips itself back face down. So it's always going to like stick there. And then like your other Floodgates, like this is probably the best Floodgate you play. There can only be one, because almost every deck right now plays the same kind of monsters. And this card's just really good against those decks, because like your Guru's a dragon, your Fiendish is a spellcaster, Umastrake's a reptile, and your Archer's a fairy. And they're all different types. Even if you use Scapegoat, the Scapegoat tokens are beast. And then even if you just have that one Scapegoat token, you can turn into something else. This card's just really good. Then obviously 3 Solemn Judgment, because it can negate anything. Even though you have to pay half your life points, this card's just really powerful. Then 3 Solemn Strike, because it's the next most powerful card. These 2 together, like having these 2 in your opening hand with like a Guru or something is just really, really hard to beat. Unless if they have like some crazy hand of like Evenly Matched and like Twin Twisters or something like that. They have to draw like a really good hand to get over those 2 cards. And then for the last 2 traps, Crackdown, because just being able to steal monsters is just really good in this deck. And then also with like Guru, when you steal the monster, you can flip it face down and then it becomes your monster. So this card, that's what kind of sucks about this deck too. Like I was saying before with like Compulse, like if you activate Crackdown, you steal your opponent's monster, then you flip it face down, it becomes your monster. This card pretty much just sticks in your Spell and Trap Zone. That's why I'm like playing 2 of it, because it does get rid of one of your opponent's monsters and you get to take control of it. And then you get to use its effect if you flip it face down with Guru and stuff like that. But there's just been so many times, like through playtesting and through just playing this deck a lot, that this card would just stick in your Spell and Trap Zone. And even though you would say like, oh, you have 5 Spell and Trap Zones, When you're playing a deck like this, where you're playing a bunch of traps, it just clogs it up. That's it for the main deck. For the extra deck, Linkuriboh, because it's level 1. Use it for the Scapegoat tokens. Use it for Fiendish. Link Spider for the same reason. Scapegoat tokens. Nightmare Phoenix and Nightmare Cerberus, because these are just really two good Link 2s. That this one gets rid of a spell or trap. This one gets rid of a monster. The special summon from the extra deck. They're just really good cards. Nightmare Unicorn. I kind of wish I had IP Masquerena, but it's just so expensive right now. Like, I can't afford to play it right now, especially not having a job. This card's just really good. Then Borreload, because Borreload can just win games on its own. It's just a really good card, being able to steal your opponent's monsters and then not being able to, you know, be targeted and stuff like that. Then Thousand Eyes Restrict. This card's still good, even though it's old. I was playing the Duplexer Chimera instead of the Ignister Link, or Ignister Fusion, I'm sorry. Because this one just takes 2 Cyberse monsters, and the Ignister Fusion monster takes a Link monster, and then another Cyberse monster. Those just random times versus Salamangreat, which I didn't play at all this tournament. This card was just better. Vision Hero Adoration, because a lot of people in my locals usually play heroes, but I guess everybody was just playing like something else, something different. Especially now that heroes don't have to have their link zones open and stuff like that. I think that deck's just going to become a little bit more powerful. Mudragon of the Swamp, because it's just really good with Super Poly. The same thing with Starving Venom and with Dragopelia. These 2 cards are just super poly targets. Then for my rank 4s, Abyss Dweller and Exotonite. This card is just stupid. I'm really glad this card's back. I haven't played a deck that actually makes this card in a while. And then Abyss Dweller's always just been a good card. And then for my Waking the Dragons target, I play Ultimate Falcon, because I kind of figured that people would be playing like Lightning Storm, because it's not real life. So they can actually, like, I guess, afford to play that card. For the side deck, 3 DD Crow. This card's really good, especially with like that. I don't know if it's an errata or the rulings change, whatever it's called, where like this card can kind of like negate Sangan now, which is really dumb. Then 3 Super Poly, obviously, because this card's just so dumb. I can't believe they left it at 3. I honestly wish they would have left it at 1, but I know why they did, because since we don't have Max C, we have to have like a way to get rid of big boards, and that's pretty much what this card does. 2 Cosmic Cyclone. I played this over Toon Twister, because Toon Twister makes you discard a card from your hand, and I don't have Lightning Storms in real life, because, like I said before, I'm not working at the moment, so I'm pretty much just getting by, like, with whatever I get from my old job, because they're still paying me, but not like my whole hours. But this card's just good for getting rid of like Mystic Mine and like random like trap cards, stuff like that. 3 Dimensional Barrier. This card I think is going to see a lot more play now that the format's shifted to where you don't have to have the Link monsters to make like Synchros and XYZ monsters or Exceed monsters. This card was really good against Pendulum today. Just won me the game because I stopped them from being able to Pendulum summon. This card's just dumb. 2 Heavy Storm Duster. Because in this deck, if you're going first, you want to get rid of your opponent's back rows. You want to get rid of your opponent's random field spells. For some reason, I've been playing online, not just this tournament. I've been playing a lot lately, and everybody's playing that new zombie archetype, and I know that all their like monsters are traps. Their field spell is like really good. Their continuous spell is really good, so being able to get rid of it really quick is just really good. And for the last card, 2 Waking the Dragon. I figured that people would play like Lightning Storm and instead of Toon Twisters, because now, why wouldn't you? It's an online tournament. You don't actually have to own the cards in real life, even though I decided to play a real deck I have. But yeah, the tournament was a lot of fun. Killed a couple of hours. It was just weird, like having to wait, because most of the time the rounds went by pretty quickly, because I just negate my opponent's first or second turn. I'm able to out advantage them with Guru, which is what this deck is supposed to do, and just say no to all their responses. It's really just kind of funny. I know a lot of people hate this deck because it's like a helmet deck or whatever, but I just decided to play because it's something that I actually own in real life. And it's something I didn't really have to be too crazy about, like thinking with it. Which I know that sounds bad, but anyways. I'm not sure what profile is going to be coming up next or what kind of videos coming up next because honestly, I've been playing a lot online and I've been playing the two decks, the Karkuri Gear deck that I have up already, and I've been playing this deck. And besides that, I don't have really any expectations to play anything else besides maybe ABC, but I don't have a Union carrier. And my friend from work was supposed to get me one, but he's been kind of like ignoring me, annoying style. So I don't know if he's actually gotten it or if I don't have to keep waiting or whatever. But maybe I might do a deck profile for that because I think that deck's still playable, even though a lot of people will say it's dead because of Dragon Buster going to 1. But that might be all you need. So anyways, till next time, guys, it's your boy Ivan. I'll see you guys later, and please don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe.